Hello everyone, went outdoors. We back up at the cabin. We got up here last night about midnight after Parker's game, just for like a night to bait and bring up some wood planking for the walls. We got pranked here last week. Somebody was rearranging our furniture outside here. I have no idea. Maybe Adam Grattan knows who it was. I don't know. But yeah, here's all the boards we got. A whole pile of them. Maybe we'll start working on it today a little bit, but we might have to go home tonight because we're planning on going fishing on Lake Michigan tomorrow. But now the wind isn't cooperating, so it might get canceled. That being said, if it is too windy, cancels it, then we're gonna probably stay up here tonight. Then we can work on that wall all day. Parker's bringing the UTV around, and we're gonna go quick bait these bear. I gotta swap out the camera, see what's going on out there, and then start working on that wall. We're here in the bait shed. We are dangerously low on bait. We got a couple things like chocolates and candies and bucket of peanut butter, but we've only had the one bait going now since Memorial Day weekend, right? So it's been almost, well, it's June 20th. It hasn't been a month yet, but I think next weekend we'd like to start another one, and then probably sometime in July, end of July, start another one. We get at least 3 going, I think we want to do. But we're going to have to, we'll probably get a pallet or a tote of cookies or whatever, and then we'll shovel them into these barrels for the rest of the summer and into fall. Because we're really going to need a lot more once we get going, especially if we get 3 baits going. And then it might be up to twice a week when it gets closer to it. So you go through a barrel a week probably, right, Parker? I mean, once we get going on it. Yeah. All right, Parker and I are at the bait, and holy crap, do we have a food plot growing here. Look at all that, Parker. Just in 1 week. I suppose you get these hot days and rain, but we have a nice lush green food plot here from whatever seed that is that's in that bear mix. It's growing nice. I gotta think that maybe deer will browse on it, maybe the bears were, I don't know. It's nice green grass. Yeah, it rained, everything's wet and quiet and everything. We're gonna bait this up nice. I'm changing my camera location again. I don't like that angle. It just seemed weird with this tree in the way here kind of thing. It just wasn't right. Plus I'm switching out the cameras because that camera is broken because the bears knocked it down, so the bracket is broke on the back, so we have to strap around the camera. I'm gonna put that camera at the cabin, which usually just stays there, and then don't have to swap out the chip because I like taking the chip out to get the video because videos don't get sent to my phone, blah blah blah. I'm rambling, but either way I got a different camera that we're gonna put in there. We're gonna bait it up, spray it down, and then head back to the cabin because there's been a lot of activity in here. Not so much the last day or two, but seems like right after you bait, the next day, solid bears. I know there's a big boar and a sow. He's chasing her around constantly. They're probably breeding right now or done maybe or whatever, but then there's like 2 other bear that are kind of checking too, and then there's a couple smaller ones. There's probably at least 6-8 bears that are hitting this. I haven't seen the sow and cubs on here in a while, but it's unbelievable how many different bears have been hitting this one bait site. It's crazy how many bears are out in the wild. I know they travel a ways, but to have that many different bears at this spot right here, that's pretty nuts. I think there's more out there than they think. It's even growing in the stump, the seeds. There you go, Parker. Here you go. All right, we got it all baited up. We got the lush green food plot growing here, but I was just looking at some of the pictures that I got, and when you're standing here now by the stump, you can kind of get a judgment of how big some of these bears are. So this is the stump. I know that one big one, there's a knot in the tree here from the camera angle, so he was a little bit lower than that. So reference to Parker, it's up to his waist, but he took up this whole area here. When he's eating over this stump, his head's like right here. So sometimes it's hard to judge how big they are just by looking on camera pictures and stuff like that. When people ask how big the bears are, well, you have no idea. You have nothing to reference. You can look at the bear, and but you don't know if that stump behind them is a little stump, a big one, or whatever. You can kind of get a good judgment, but I like to put markers or look at markers on the trees or the stump or in the area, kind of to see actually how big he is, because they all look big on camera, but you tend to kind of over judge, I think. Oh, God's like 500 pounder, but I don't know. So I've kind of learned over the years to make an educated guess and kind of underestimate a little bit, maybe, or judge down a little further, because that's what it always seems like. It looks like that's a 300 pounder, and then it's actually maybe 300 pound live weight, but 250, 230 dressed out. So that's my 2 cents on judging a bear. All right, we're gonna get this camera moved and then get back to the cabin. All right, we're just in from baiting. We got all the boards here. We're gonna unload and start working on that wall. I just got word that our fishing trip for tomorrow is canceled, so that means we can stay up here tonight. We'll stay up here all day, and hopefully we can get some progress done on this wall. But first of all, Peyton is gonna help me, maybe. We gotta clear all this stuff out of here, take the trim off the windows. I'm not gonna take the mounts down yet until we get up that high, but we'll just start putting them on and see how it works, huh? I'm excited. Been talking about this for years. Finally just said, let's do it. And now we're doing it. All right, we got everything pulled away from the wall. All the covers off. Peyton's opening up the first box. And now we got all the studs marked because some are off, some are not. That's what happens when I'm not gonna mention any names. Stuff not on center or whatever, but we found them all, so for sure we're gonna hit some studs. Oh, those are nice. Pre-stained, pre-finished, sanded, tongue and groove.
Oh, stick.
Yeah, those are gonna be beautiful. Yeah, this is the front side, right? This is the back, yeah.
Yeah,
you can tell.
it'll be sitting
So
on.
lay that down on the bottom there once. That's it. It's gonna be sweet. All right, we got 3 rows up. Looking pretty good. I love it. All right, it's almost pushing midnight, huh? We worked on this pretty much all day. We got around all the difficult parts, took down all the mounts. They were dustier than heck. And I think it looks pretty good so far. We got half the wall, over half I guess, because after this it starts tapering up. We just got to cut angles on each end. But overall, I love it. I've been talking about this for years. I always wanted to do this, and I'm pretty sure eventually we're going to do all the walls. I don't know about the ceiling, but at least the walls on each side in this part of the cabin, it's got to look like that. It makes you feel like it's even more of a rustic cabin, even though we're not anywhere near being rustic, off the grid, roughing it, you know. It's a cabin, but we have all the luxuries, I guess. So it looks good. We'll work on it in the morning. We got pretty much all day tomorrow before we get to get home. But it's time for bed. All right, it's the next morning. Last night we got pretty far. We worked till like midnight or something, I think. But we got above the window, so now we just gotta go the rest of the way. But I think it's looking pretty good. Pretty sharp. It is really nice stuff. Pre-finished, sanded, stained, whatever it is, and hardly any waste really. Not wasted any boards, but it's looking pretty nice. Glue it time? Let's glue it. All right, that's it for our weekend up north. We got a lot done. We actually did something this weekend. Look at this wall. I've been dreaming about this wall for years, right guys? Dreaming. I always wanted this all wood planks, put all your mounts up there. Now I might actually do these other walls too. How nice this went. The boys helped a lot. Tara even helped a little bit. But now we're getting to a little more difficult spot up there at the higher ladders and stuff. But I think we'll figure it out. And it's kind of, we got enough, I think, enough boards, but I might get some more for those other walls. But we probably won't tackle that this year. We'll just worry about get this one done next week when we get up here, and then put the mounts back up where we want them, and then we got a completed project for the year. As long as we get one done, right? We do have to get the flooring in the bathroom. Flooring in the bathroom's got to be one of the next ones. Other than that, it's coming along nice. There's lots of bears hitting on the baits last night, so I'll have some videos at the end here. Lots of different ones, the sows and cubs. I like the new camera placement we got, right? Mm-hmm. But it's hot. It's like 100 degrees today. Today and tomorrow is supposed to be 100 here in Wisconsin. So we're heading home. Parker's got to work tonight. And that's it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. This is all possible because we...
Went outdoors.
Mom?
No.
She won't say it.